I'm Hale.
And I'm Alex, and we're going to do the Finally Fall book tag.
Alright, so Alex has the questions on her notebook. We're going to be reading them off, and we're going to be doing the book tag.
First question is, name a book with a very vivid setting.
For me personally, I found this question to be kind of difficult because I didn't really think of any book that like stood out to me. So I had to think about it for a little bit. But I ended up deciding on The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Adia because it's a setting that like I haven't really read that often and I could really visualize it in my head. So I figure that if I've never been there and if I don't really read it that often, yet I can still visualize it pretty well, I'd say it's pretty well done. So this is what I picked.
I picked The Raven Voice by Maggie Steffabader because I just felt like every time I read the book I was in the setting. Like I always felt like I was like within the pig with Gainsey and the boys, and I felt like I was in Capewater, like breathing in the trees and like seeing them like and all. So I felt like this setting was really, really well done, especially for a real life setting. I'm not 100% sure Henrietta, Virginia exists, but like in Virginia, like I feel like it was really well done.
Alright, so that's it for that question.
The next question is, name a book that is beautifully written but deals with a heavy topic like grief or loss.
Okay, I picked a no-brainer for me, and this was A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and it's illustrated by Jim Kay, and the illustrations are absolutely beautiful. The book is so dark. For those of you who haven't read it, it's basically about cancer, and totally recommend it. I don't really want to give away too much because it's an absolutely breathtaking read, and I definitely think that everyone should read it at some point. But I mean, it's about cancer, so that's a pretty heavy topic, and that's why I picked it for this question.
I picked The Kite Runner by Colette Husseini because I feel like the heavy topic this deals with is obviously war and like the friendship within the war and all that. I just absolutely adored the writing in this book, and I thought that when we read this, like I just felt like I was so into it and that it was so well written, yet it dealt with a heavy topic. So I felt like this one matched. Next question is, name a nonfiction book that taught you something new.
Okay, so I don't read much nonfiction, but I read this book, oh my god, in the summer for one of my classes that I took this year in biology. And this book, for those of you who have been on this channel before and have watched our used book haul before, this book actually inspired me to pick up the other book by this author, The Hot Zone. But this is Demon in the Freezer, which is all about virology. It's about smallpox and anthrax and all sorts like biological warfare. And I thought it was really interesting because I didn't really read much about this topic before. And this book actually got me like seriously into these things to the point where like now I want to be a virologist. So really well done. Definitely recommend it if you like science. Alright,
I picked Rhett and Link's Book of Mythicality, a field guide to curiosity, creativity, and tomfoolery. You know Rhett and Link, they are on the YouTube channel Good Mythical Morning.
We'll link it down below.
We'll link it. They have a daily talk show, and it is the funniest thing, and what this really taught me is basically, I'm only about halfway through it because it came out on the 10th of October, and I just picked it up like 2 days ago. But it's like, the whole beginning chapter is about their friendship because they've been friends since first grade, and now Rhett just turned 40. So they've been friends forever, so it's like they always laugh together and they've always enjoyed what they've been doing, and they would just get in a car and drive off and just have fun. So I feel like it gave me an insight on their friendship and other ideas that they have and what they do. Next question is, name a fictional family, household, or group of friends you would love to hang out with.
So I picked the people from the Lunar Chronicles, like the main characters. So that's Cinder, Cress, Winter, Scarlet, and the guys, Thorn, Kai, Jason, and the wolf guy. Wolf, that's his name, that's right. Anyways, they seem like a really ragtag bunch of crew, and I feel like I would definitely fit in with them. And I mean, who wouldn't want to be friends with Thorn?
True.
Really?
True.
True.
And also Kai, because like Emperor of New China.
Oh yeah, that could elevate my career.
Alright, so I picked The Inner Circle from A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas because you can't tell me that you wouldn't want to hang out with the Inner Circle. The Inner Circle is Rhys, Feyre, Cassian, Azriel, Mor, and Amren. I just think they're such a fun group, and they like make fun of each other all the time, and they call out on each other, and they just like to have fun. And I would just love to spend like a whole day in the Night Court and just like hang out with the Inner Circle. Also murdered. Alright. Number 5. Showcase a pile of fall-colored books.
Oh gosh.
Or book spines.
Alright. Here we go. Oh my god. I give you the heavy ones.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
So these are our the books that we picked. These are all from Alex's shelves.
Ah!
I caught it. Nope, I didn't.
Those can go back before. Alright, so share a book in which someone is telling a story.
I thought this question was really hard because I feel like I haven't read many books where someone's telling a story, or maybe I just like read the question wrong, but I just thought it was difficult. So I just picked one that like had story in the title. Not gonna lie. So I picked It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini, because he's telling the story of him being in like a mental hospital. That's all I've got. I'm sorry.
When I watched this video on Jessie the Reader's channel, I was kind of like, wow, this is a really, really difficult question. And I was honestly going to pick Fangirl just like he did, and then I thought about it, and in The Wrath of the Dawn by Renee Adia, she tells a story to the Caliph every night, and that's how she continues to live. So
that's a pretty good one.
It was pretty panicked. Next question. Share a dark, creepy read.
Okay, my first thought was The Shining, except as you guys know, if you've watched this video before, I never actually finished The Shining. So we're not picking that one. I don't really read that many creepy reads. I would like to get into them, but like I haven't. So I picked for my creepy read The Sacred Lies of Minna Bly. It's by Stephanie Oakes, and it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of people haven't read this book, so I'm kind of just going to give you like a brief little gist so you know what it's about. Basically, this chick, she's in a cult, and they end up cutting off her hands for reasons that you gotta find out in the book to read. But it's like unsettling. It's not creepy, it's just unsettling because you're reading about this girl and about her experiences being in this cult. It's not nonfiction, it's fiction. And like the meantime, these people are trying to unravel like what went down. Why does she have no hands now? Oh wait, they were axed off. But I mean, like anything about a cult is just creepy.
True.
So, not my best creepy read, but like if I had to pick one, this was it.
Alright, so I picked 3 Truths and a Lie by Brett Hardinger. This isn't, it kind of was creepy. I've read a couple thrillers and none of them have really been great. But this one was probably the most twisted book I've ever read. I literally finished the book and sat there for like 20 minutes like, what did I just read? Like it was so twisted. And basically, it's about this group of kids, and they go into the woods, and there's like someone seems to be following them, and like kind of like thinking they're gonna like attack them. The end really was so twisted that I've never felt, it was so creepy and twisted that like this came out. Like, I'm worried about the author. Like, what was wrong with him to write this book?
Oh, look at that.
Alright. Name a short, heartwarming read.
What I really wanted to pick for this one was Anna and the French Kiss, but my one friend is currently borrowing Anna and the French Kiss, so I picked the second book, Lola and the Boy Next Door, because we all know we're not picking Island Happily Ever. This book is really, really cute. I almost loved it more than Anna and the French Kiss, but I love them about the same. And it's because, like, Lola is such like a precious little angel, and she's so weird. So weird. Like, she dresses differently every day. Like, one day she'll be a vampire, the next day she'll be, like, a pop star. The day after that, like, she'll be, like, a princess. So she always changes up her outfits. She loves theater. Crazy dresses and stuff like that. And then she has this boyfriend. Max is the boyfriend. He's, like, a punk rocker and stuff. And, like, he digs the fact that, like, she's so weird and stuff. But, like, she's kind of in love with her crush from, like, 8th grade. And he just moved back in next door. And his name is Cricket. And it's just so cute, and you have to keep reading. I read this in one day. The font is gigantic, so like you can just fly through it, and definitely recommend picking it up. It's a fantastic beach read, because that's where I read it.
I picked After the Game by Abby Glines. This is the 3rd book in the Field Party series, and I was gonna grab the first one, but my sister's roommate is borrowing both the 1st and 2nd book currently. I read this one, literally finished it like 2 days ago, and it is like the most heartwarming, like, these 3 books are like the most heartwarming reads ever. They're like romances with also like heavy things in them. Like the first one, Maggie, her mother was brutally murdered, and then West is dealing with his father dying of cancer. So it's like a lot of heavy topics in the middle, but they're like super cute and heartwarming. And honestly, this one I was so happy with the end. Like my heart was like so full that I love these books and I want her to write more. Name an old favorite that you'd like to revisit.
This was a no-brainer for me. I picked Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones, and yes, this is a movie too. It is such a good book. I remember when I read this the first time, like I was just absolutely in love with it. It was so cute, and I don't know, it's just like so fantastical, and I have such great memories with this book. I've actually wanted to reread it and stuff since then, but I just haven't had the time, and I recently went through all my books and I got rid of like 20 or 30 of them. I got rid of both of the other ones, but I could not get rid of this one.
I picked Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This is really just more of, I picked the whole Harry Potter series, but I'm not holding all 7 books for you. I did at one point start to reread these books because I read them back in 5th grade, and I read the first and second one again in 8th grade before my friend and I were going to Universal Studios. But I've wanted to reread the whole series and just like feel that magic again. I just haven't had the time because there's such a time commitment with all 7 of them that I'm like, But definitely want to reread these at some point, so.
Yeah, it really is a time commitment. I'm only 2 books in right now, and I've had the 3rd book on my nightstand for about
like a month.
Yeah.
Because it's been off my shelf and I look at it all. Okay, so the last question prompt thing. Share a favorite cozy read accessory.
Okay, so the problem with this is that a lot of my stuff, I have a lot of book accessories, but like I wouldn't label them as cozy. So I just have a couple cozy ones that aren't really cozy, if you know what I mean. So the first thing I have is, this is one of my bookends. It's a really heavy iron. Here, feel this.
What? Oh my god!
It's like 20 pounds or something like that. Because like, you know, irons are warm and you burn your face, and that's warm too, so warm equals cozy. I don't know, I wanted to bring a bookend because I love bookends, and this was the best one I had because the other ones I have are like this really cool like Native American stone one and chess pieces. So neither of those really work, but I just winged it. Oh! It's okay. The next thing I brought was, whenever I read, I always have to have a candle lit. I don't know why, but I do. So my current candle right now is this one. Actually is from my baby shower before I was born. My mom just gave it to me recently, and I haven't used it since. It doesn't really smell like much, but it's homemade, and obviously, like, that's so cute. Like, from my baby shower. So, that's that. It's about halfway done, and after this, I need to get myself a good winter candle, because my candles need to match the season. They're not allowed to not match the season. Like, it's not okay. It's just not. The next thing I have is, I love using little like note cards, and these are my favorite things ever. They're such a good size for writing like notes in book, great for using as bookmarks when you know you're like out of bookmarks. Not that I am, but I just love them, and they come in this little cute container that I made one year, and I don't know, I just brought it along because I thought, I don't know, it's cozy. Like I said, I didn't really know to pick for this one, so I just brought that. And then the last thing I have is, you probably can't really see it. I have these little magnetic bookmarks and stuff that 3 of them like say really like cute things. It says happily ever after. The other one says like love. The other one is like be happy.
Alright, so my cozy accessories mostly include this is my Holy Bowl. Do not eat the Hershey Kisses. My candy bowl's got Hershey Kisses mostly in it, besides that one lollipop. I call it my Holy Bowl because I'm an Irish dancer, and I competed at the Holy competition and got first place, and I got this bowl. So I put all my candy in it, and I like to eat a lot of food while
That was your trophy?
That was my first place for my slip jig.
Oh.
My other is my Akamath pillow for the inner circle, and I feel like this is just, I like to lay my book on it because I'm lazy. I don't like holding my book up, so I lay my book on it instead, and I'm like, yeah, there we go. Nice and cozy. And then, along with that, I got my bookmarks. I have a whole little jar of them. And I really love the little clover ones that I'm holding in my hand. I don't know if you can see them. These new ones that I recently got. But basically, there was 4 designs, and they all had Chinese characters on them. and I was really happy about it because I take Mandarin. So this one has the character for energy on it. And then there's also dream, love, and laugh.
Uplifting. Alright, so then that's it for this video. It was fun to do.
If you like fall, consider yourself tagged.
Alright, well, that's it for this video. We'll see you next week.
Bye.